You're lying in bed at 2 a.m., heart pounding, convinced something terrible is about to happen. Maybe it's a text you sent hours ago that hasn't been answered. Maybe it's a weird sound in your house. Or maybe it's absolutely nothing at all. But your brain has decided this is a 5-alarm emergency, and suddenly you're wide awake, spiraling through every worst-case scenario like your life depends on it. Here's the thing that'll blow your mind. Your brain isn't malfunctioning when this happens. It's actually doing exactly what it was designed to do. And understanding why might completely change how you deal with anxiety forever. Because here's what scientists have discovered that changes everything. Your brain literally can't tell the difference between a real threat and an imagined one. Not in the moment, anyway. When you're anxious about a presentation at work, the same neural circuits light up as if you were face-to-face with a predator. Your amygdala, this almond-shaped structure deep in your brain, starts screaming danger before your rational mind even gets a vote. But why? Why would evolution design us to panic over nothing? The answer takes us back 200,000 years, and it's going to make your modern anxiety make a lot more sense.
Our ancestors lived in a world where hesitation meant death. If you heard rustling in the grass and thought, let me carefully analyze whether that's a lion or just the wind, you became lunch. The humans who survived weren't the calm, rational ones. They were the ones whose brains screamed, danger, at the slightest hint of trouble. False alarms were annoying. Missing a real threat was fatal. So natural selection wired our brains with a bias toward panic. Better to run from 100 imaginary lions than ignore one real one. Your ancestors who overreacted passed on their genes. The chill ones, they didn't make it to the family tree. Fast forward to today, and you've inherited that same hypersensitive alarm system. Except now you're not scanning for predators, you're checking your bank account, reading your boss's tone in an email, or lying awake wondering if that cough means you're dying. Your ancient brain is still doing its job, but the threats have changed. And here's where it gets really interesting. A 2023 study from the University of Pittsburgh found that our brains have what researchers call a negativity bias that's actually getting stronger in modern environments. The more comfortable and safe our lives become, the more our threat detection system starts searching for problems to solve. It's like a smoke alarm that gets more sensitive the longer it goes without detecting actual smoke. Your brain literally starts creating emergencies when there aren't any real ones, because it evolved to stay vigilant.
But there's a second layer to this that nobody talks about, and it explains why some moments trigger panic while others don't. Your brain doesn't just react to what's happening. It reacts to uncertainty. Neuroscientist Dr. Archie de Burker ran experiments at University College London and discovered something fascinating. People experience more stress when they're uncertain about a threat than when they know something bad is definitely going to happen. In his studies, participants who had a 50% chance of receiving an electric shock showed higher anxiety levels than those who knew they'd definitely get shocked. Think about that. The unknown is literally more distressing to your brain than guaranteed pain. This is why waiting for medical test results feels unbearable, why a vague "we need to talk" text sends you into a spiral, why you can feel fine all day until you're alone with your thoughts at night. Your brain craves certainty like oxygen, and when it doesn't have answers, it fills the void with worst-case scenarios. Not because you're broken, but because for your ancestors, assuming the worst in uncertain situations kept them alive. The problem? Modern life is drowning in uncertainty. We face more ambiguous situations in a single day than our ancestors faced in months. Every notification, every change at work, every fluctuation in a relationship triggers that same ancient alarm system that evolved to keep us safe from clear, immediate dangers.
So here's where this gets practical, because understanding the mechanism changes everything about how you respond to it. When your brain panics over nothing, it's not lying to you, it's extrapolating. Psychologists call this catastrophizing, but that term makes it sound optional, like a bad habit. It's not. It's predictive processing gone haywire. Your brain's job is to predict what happens next based on past patterns, and when it spots something that resembles danger, even remotely, it jumps to conclusions to keep you safe. A 2024 study in Nature Neuroscience showed that anxiety doesn't just make you feel bad, it actually changes how your brain interprets neutral information. When researchers scanned the brains of people with anxiety disorders, they found their amygdalas responded to neutral faces as if they were threatening. The hardware wasn't broken, the calibration was off. But here's the hopeful part that makes all of this matter. Neuroplasticity means you can recalibrate it. Your brain built these panic pathways through repetition, and it can build new ones the same way. Every time you experience panic over nothing and survive, which is every single time, you're collecting evidence. The trick is teaching your brain to notice that evidence instead of dismissing it. The next time you feel that 2 a.m. panic creeping in, remember, your brain isn't your enemy. It's an overprotective friend with outdated information, doing its absolute best to keep you alive in a world that no longer matches its instruction manual. And once you see it that way, everything shifts. You're not fighting yourself, you're just updating the software.